you've, intersect with a lot of families that are early in their treatment journey, whether their child's 2 or their child is 15, and they're looking for services, right? This is something that's for some has been described to us as very daunting. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go. I don't know where to begin. So what advice would you have for families in terms of organizations or, from a lens of like how to navigate the world of like providers and what to do? Because this is a question we get a lot.
My name is Nancy Marchese. I'm a board-certified doctoral level behavior analyst and a clinical psychologist. My goal is to help 2 million children with autism and their families by transforming their lives, and I can't wait to help you too.
I think my first, maybe perhaps piece of advice, if for lack of a better term, and I say this because I come from a place, I don't want to add to anybody's stress, but I really do think like doing your research, do your homework as much as you can. That homework looks very different for each family and what they can do or what resources they have access to. But as much as you can research. So like I'm speaking with like if they're looking for an ABA provider, let's say. Right? So do your research. Not all, I often say to families, and I even actually find myself often, for whatever reason, it comes up in interviews with potential staff as well, that organizations, there's many ABA providers out there. We can all work from based upon the same principles of ABA. But what that looks like in each place is going to look so different. So you want to be sure that the place you're choosing is the right fit for you. And how do you know that? Well, you do your research. What does that look like? So one thing I would recommend if you're looking for a provider is, you want to go with someone who has the qualified staff.
Yeah.
There you want someone with when it comes to ABA, a BCBA. If not one, maybe more than one, depending on the capacity of the program. What else? Also, like think about when if you're coming across websites or doing your research, like are there certain places that speak more to you when it comes to their mission or their approach? I do think you can. Of course, it can be helpful to speak directly with someone about that, but then I think you can get an initial sense maybe off of like websites or other information. Can also be nice if you know anyone receiving similar services. Of course, their experience, like no two children are alike, but maybe someone can tell you what they like about what the services they're getting, maybe some of the limitations that can help inform you. And then the other thing is I can't stress enough the value of quality when it comes to services. And what I mean by that is like, each provider, the structure of their program can look different. The way staffing works can look different. Some have contract workers versus full employees, so on and so forth. Some have one BCBA, some have multiple, whatever it may be. Some might have a psychologist on the team, some may not. So sometimes I hear from parents, they get really focused on like the price of service. How much is this going to cost? And I totally get that. I have, like I said, I have 2 kids of my own. And just in general, even especially in this climate right now, gosh, we are trying to, I think many people, or I'll speak for myself, like I'm trying to stretch my dollar as far as it can go, right? Like I want to know, they try to, budgeting in certain ways and stuff like that. But with quality, when it comes to ABA, it's been my experience that even if you start services and you're only able to afford a few hours, I don't know, like maybe going with one place for 3 hours versus another place for 6 because of your budget. If that place that you could, without, I guess, like underservicing you, like not like getting enough treatment for your child, which I think you could maybe speak more about, but is that there could be tremendous value in those 3 hours if that organization, which maybe it's a little bit more expensive, but it has that more specialization on their team.
There's only so much we could cover in the short amount of time we had today. If you found value in what we talked about, go to breakthroughautism.ca, join our newsletter, and also follow me on my socials.